Hi there and welcome to my channel. So today I will be painting a abstract Bohemian style painting, and I'm going to use my Gelli plate to do it. So my colour scheme today is going to be red, orange, black, gold, cream, and a light olive green. I'm not sure what else, possibly a shocking pink, but we'll see. And this is the piece of rather large piece of card that I'll be working on today. So I start, I'm using this Gelli plate. I could use a larger one, but I'm just going to use these two because I work in sections. So sometimes I might just use like that much of the Gelli plate, but we'll see. So I've got my sprayers, I've got my stamps. I usually use stencils as stamps, and I make some of my own like little things like that, just from cardboard. And when you keep getting the paint on that, it gets like a plastic, so it gets like one of these anyway. So let's start then. Let's start with, we'll put some black. Now you're not going to see the whole thing in at the same time. You'll see sections because it's a large piece of card. It's quite big, and but you will see it in sections as it's being painted. So I'm going to start with some a dark colour, probably black. I like to use a lot of black in my Gelli prints. So let's put some on there. And I usually keep a roller or a brayer for my light colours and a brayer for my very dark colours. So I'm going to start by just putting on random. This is my background, so just use up the paint at this point. Just use up the paint. I could put it on with a brush because I'm just, as you'll see, I'm just putting actual paint, no print, no stamps, no nothing. So let's go ahead and put some red on there and just keep layering up. I just keep layering up the paint. I'm going to use that because it will give it a nice brick red look because of the black. Actually, it's gone very nice. Take out some bits and layer on that. No, there we are. So I nearly always mix all my colours. I don't very often use colours straight from the tube. I mix them. So I'll go ahead and just cover this with random colours, and I'll show you what I've got when I've done it. So this is what we've got, what I've got at the moment. I'll try and show you the whole thing. So basically got just swatches of colour, quite thick in places and quite textured. I've just very roughly gone over. You can even make some nice little random marks into it as well, just with your fingers. And any bits that are left, I can just do this with my fingers. Just random colours. I want the whole, I like my paint thick. I like it to look thick and luxurious. I don't like to see any gaps, or, you know, well, not gaps, but if I'm working on canvas, one of my pet hates is to see any of the fabric of the canvas through the painting. I absolutely detest it. It looks like you've been really mean with the paint, or you're just, you know, you're not seeing it how it should be. So this is what I've got. Very colourful. I'll put that to one side, and I've been mopping up the paint as I go when I've had too much with another piece. So this will serve as the next painting. Doesn't matter about the colours. I'm not worried if I change my colour palette into blues and purples and that kind of thing. It doesn't matter about that. I just like to use the paint and get it thick on the paper. So I'll put that away for another time. I can use that again. So here I am with this very beautiful coloured swatches, and I'm going to dry it with a hairdryer, and I'll be right back. So I have two other channels that some of you might be interested in. One of the channels, it's in the about on my main page. So one of my channels is Art at the Cottage, and that I feature seascapes and landscapes mainly in an impressionist style. And this is the kind of thing that I do. This is just in my studio, these paintings. So you might be interested in that. I also have a channel called Gardens, Plants and Other Things, and some of you might be interested in that. And these are some of the boho style canvases that I do. They're just medium size ones, and you'll see I also use the stamps and things in mixed media paintings, so I do that as well. So I just thought I'd mention that so that you can see what I do and have a very just a quick look around my studio. Just a quickie. Okay, it's reasonably dry. There's some wet patches there, which I suppose I'd better okay, let me just make sure I'm in view. Yeah, so I'm going to start layering now. I've got my backdrop, if you like, and I'm going to start layering. And I'm going to start with, I just do random areas really. So I'm going to start with some gold on this black and see how that looks. Let me just clean off that, and I'll use that there. See, I'm not using even the whole Gelli plate. that one. And possibly this one. I like this one. There. There we are. And I will just mask that little bit there. So I'll go in with some black onto some black. And we'll see what that looks like. Now this is going to be quite a lengthy process. Oh look, that's a bit different, isn't it? Oh, don't know about that. I don't know what it was even. Oh, there you go. I've got rid of it anyway. There we go. So we'll do that. And then we've got a, we'll use the gold again somewhere else because I don't want to waste it. And this time we'll put some something like this. What else? Where's my other things? See, you've got to have everything ready, haven't you? And I don't. Not quite. So, something that I'm looking for. So this will do. I'll use that. That's quite nice. Right, and use the gold again on some black. Just randomly. There we go. There we go. Let's see what patterns with that. Oh yeah, that's looking rather nice. And now I will use some cream, I think, when I've got light stuff on my brayer. Just put some cream on there. Well, I had the gold on there. And again, we'll go in with, I'm rather keen on using coffee jar lids for some reason. I like it. Makes a nice pattern. Keen on that. And I will use, what else can I use? I might use that, actually. See, you know, it is a little bit time consuming, but anything that's worth waiting for is good. Right, I'll do this here again. Mask that bit because I don't want that to be messy looking. And I'm just going to go in over some dark and see what happens. It's all, I love it because you never quite know what you're going to get. You've got an idea, but you know, never know. Right, well, I don't like that, and I'll tell you why. I don't like the colour. It's neither one thing nor t'other. But I'll leave it. I will leave it. I'm going to use white next time. So we've got some, what shall we use over that? Let's, that's nice too. I'm gonna go with some black over this area here. I'll just put that on there. And I'm just gonna do a square. A nice square. And I'm gonna put in one of my favourite little patterns. And also I'm going to put some of this, oops, sorry, some of that. And I was looking for, I've got a nice stencil that's got small dots. I'm sure it's here, so I'll find that in a minute. Find it. Oh, here it is. This is what I like as well. Not a stencil, some stamp. Most of my stuff comes from like bath mats, table mats, anything that I can find. So anything that I think, oh, that looks a nice pattern, I wonder if it'll work. I bought very few stencils, actual stencils. And the ones that I've got, I've had given to me, or whoops, a daisy. So I'm just going to put that limited space here. I'm going to put it on there and see what that looks like. A nice square. Ooh, that's quite nice of the orange. Now it's all looking a bit dark, but don't worry about that. That's what we want, because we need to put our lights on top of the darks. So we'll start with a few lights to just brighten it up a bit. Now, I'll use that on my spare, where's my spare piece gone? I had that a second ago. I'll just use it up on the spare one. A little bit of print there. Might as well. There. Right, now what did I say I was going to do? I was going to get some pure white. Oh no, that's gesso. I don't want to use that. So, what can I use? Oh, here we are. This is white. I mixed a lot of white in a jar. Because I use so much, little tubes are not much good to me. So I mix up my stuff in a jar with a bit of glue and that kind of thing. A bit of jollop. There's also all kinds of things in there. Sometimes there's a bit of a texture. I put a bit of texture in there. So let's get this off there as possible. Okay, here we are. So this is what we've got so far. Not very remarkable, in my opinion. Not really. Now where's my light roller? There it is. Then we'll see what happens here. Now I think I'd like a nice narrow, so what I'll do is, so put some of that, some of that, a little bit of that. Stop, keep getting my head in the way. Sorry about that. If I do, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. It's because I'm leaning right over. So, there we are. Yes. I'll put it there. I'm not doing the narrow strip. The narrow strip was turned into a wide strip. But that's okay. And I'm going to go over this yellow, which is quite nice, which I think was, what was that? I can't remember. I mixed it anyway, I mixed it with some red. Yellow ochre, I believe it was. Now, when you start putting the lights on, see, things start coming together. a little bit. Yeah. So let's go back to our, our spare bit. It's got to be a hodgepodge, but that's okay. Some parts of this now, look at that now. Nicer than that one. Some parts of this are going to be really lovely, and I'll leave them and concentrate on the rest of it. So it's two for the price of one, that is. Now what was I doing then? Let's go back to gold and see what the gold looks like there. So I'll get rid of that. I hope you can see this. Right, gold. What have I done with it? There it is. I love gold over black. Or black over gold, whatever. So, let's get rid of that. Just bung a few things on it. Can't resist it. And use it on my test piece. I can't waste anything. Can't waste paint at all. Good. Right. Okay. Whoops. Now I have to check if it's in the camera. Whoops. Let me check if that's in your vision. Yes, just about. So, the paint is quite thick. And what I'll do is I'll cram it full of stuff. Let's cram it. Cram it, and then I can use it in different places. Let's go back with the coffee jar. I like that a lot. You see, I'm not using it as a... See? I'm not using the whole circle. There. Let's try that. And a couple of... a star or two. Why not? Okay. Now you know that I didn't like that, so I'm going to go over that with something till I do like it. So I'm going to do the middle area and see what happens. Lovely sunny day out there. Sunny day in Cornwall. I've got visitors arriving from South Wales, so I'm just killing a bit of time before they descend on me, which will be lovely. Okay, and one of the visitors is my sister, who's very, very arty. She does naive art, cottages with lots of people, little people and that kind of thing. Right, okay, so I'll get rid of that as well on my trusty test piece. Right, here we are. So what do we do next? So I like the... oh. Okay, hang on. Let me just have a look at this. Okay. Right. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now let's get back to this. So, as you know, I don't like that, so I'm going to go over it. I'm going to go over it in... There is a colour that I really love, and it's this crimson. Just mix it straight on the thing. That crimson with a little bit of black. If you've got too much of that, that's where that other jelly plate comes in handy. Use it as like a palette. I like all my art, whether I'm doing landscapes, impressionist landscapes, seascapes, whatever I'm doing. I like it to be very loose, very spontaneous. I don't like all like little precise, little neat and tidy. I'm not neat and tidy. I am in the house. I like a nice tidy house, but in my art, I like it to be extremely loose, flowing, organic. You know, that kind of thing. Right, I use a lot of the lids from things as well. See, free of charge, totally free of charge. You can find things around the house that can make the most beautiful artwork. Absolutely beautiful. I did it when I lived in America. I did a painting once on cardboard, on a cardboard box, and to this day it is one of my favourite pieces. It was absolutely, I loved it. I loved it. And that was on a cardboard box with hardly anything, because I just didn't have any art equipment with me. Any art supplies. Now that's okay, because I'm going to go over that as well. I couldn't stand that colour. Okay, so we're coming together nicely. I'll probably have to speed this up, won't I? Because it's getting a little bit, you know, it's probably getting long. But I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's not too long and too drawn out. Right, now, this, I'll just get rid of that. I'll save that. Just get rid of it. Let's use it up a minute. I'm going to use it up on my spare painting. See, I use these as stamps. This is how I do it. And they get covered in paint, and they just go like plastic. Brilliant. I'm doing 2 at a time, actually, aren't I? I've ended up doing 2 at a time, but that's okay. Some of these little prints are right. Okay, come on, let's get serious here. Right, I've got enough darks, people. I've got enough darks. Don't you agree? Look. You know what? I'm going to go in with lights now. All lights. And I didn't put any of this, and I love this. This is like beautiful light olive. Absolutely love it. So we have to put that in I think I'll use the gold. Shall I use the gold? No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to use the gold. So I'll just let that dry on there, because I might let that transfer later. So I'll let that dry. There. Right, let's get this olive. It's gorgeous. I could eat it. Look at that. I love that. Okay. Right, let's see what else have I got here. This is beautiful. So let's go in with it. That's lovely. Don't know if there's enough on there. And this is one of my favourites. This was a bath mat. A shower mat, I should say. That's what that was. And I go around the shops looking for things that would make a nice love the gold. Make a nice marks and patterns and things. People think I'm mad. Okay. Oh, I love that green. Look at that. I'll tell you what, that'd be nice with some white over the top. What? Apparently I have to go and get a fish that's got out of the pond. So, well, it's not got out of the pond, it's got out of the net. So here I am. I didn't catch the fish, but anyway, not to worry. But I just noticed my hands, look. Look, crazy. Now, there's not much point in, I don't wear gloves. Well, I do wear gloves, but not right now. Not much point in getting the paint off, because it'll be back in a minute. Let me get into this. Now, I love the green, so I'd like a little bit more of that green in there. Well, there we are. Now, it's not actually in that frame at the moment properly. I just sort of taped the card to the back of the frame. It's not inserted. It needs to be cut slightly to go into that. I'll just give you a close-up of the artwork involved. And I hope you like it. So that's my boho scenario. Boho. Oh, I know what that can be called. Patchwork boho. Or Bohemian patchwork. It would look nice on a cushion cover or something, wouldn't it? Don't you think? Well, there you are. You saw me make it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, it would be lovely if you would like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'd love that. And with that, I'll say bye for now. And as always, love from Cornwall.